Okay, so tips and tricks, I guess you could say, on how to save. Let me go ahead and turn this heater off because I feel like it's gonna make a lot of sound. Oh, I did a poll on Instagram asking you guys what you wanted to see, yada yada, but that's literally what I do every time because I want to make sure that the videos that I post are what y'all want to see. I don't be posting shit that y'all aren't even interested in. So, you know me with my handy dandy notebook. I wrote down a few ideas, things that I've just learned from what my friends do, and things that I do to personally save money. First, you need to have a job. You need to have a hustle. You need to have something that's making the bread. You can't just save bread that doesn't exist, right? So you need to have a job or something, like literally anything. You can have a side hustle. You can do lashes on the side. You could be doing, some illegal stuff. I don't know. Whatever your hustle may be, whatever. As long as it's making you money, then you're straight. So secondly, you need to figure out what you're saving for. So for me personally, I'm saving up because I want to move out of the house. I had my own apartment, but now I'm living back at home. If you watched my previous video, then you already know that. And now I'm saving up so that I can just move out and live on my own in a different state. So that's what I'm currently saving for. Now, say you're just saving for a new pair of shoes, or say you're just saving for, I don't know, like a trip, things like that. Those are all things that you can set in advance. So like, say these Yeezys are coming out in February or something like that, you're gonna need money for them, and you know that you don't have the money right now. Make sure that you're gonna set aside enough money so that you'll have it during that time. It's hard to save when you don't have a sort of anything that's motivating you. So like, say you're just saving to save. Say you save up like $500, and it's like, well, I don't really have anything that I want to spend this on. Then when you go shopping, you're gonna spend the whole 500, most likely, probably. It depends. So I always say to set some sort of reasoning behind you saving money, so you can know an exact amount and you know what you want, what you're trying to get. And things may change. You may say, oh, I want these Yeezys in February, but then you know that another pair of shoes is coming. You already saved up like 200, right? And then another pair of shoes is coming out in like March or some shit that's gonna be even more expensive. You're like, okay, damn, now I gotta save more money. Or you might have a little bit of money left over because the shoes that you really want that are coming out are less than the Yeezys. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends. But it's so important to know what you're saving for, because otherwise there's no motivation behind it. For me, this is everything to me. Like, me moving out and starting my life somewhere else is everything. So I'm gonna make sure that I, save up the money, because this is just what I want to do. I currently don't waitress. I probably will start soon, but I currently don't, just because I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know. I might do it because I know you can make hella good money doing it. Whatever. I have a retail job, so I do get paid via direct deposit or with a check or whatever. So say you are waitressing, or say you are doing something that involves you getting cash only. I know a few people who, and I tried doing this one time, but it didn't really work out for me because I ended up spending it because I can just see it. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's better to have it in an account. I don't know. Anyway, so what I've seen a lot of people do is they'll take all their ones that they make and then they just stack them up. Or they'll take all their 1s and 5s and then you only use the 10s, 20s, 50s, whatever from your paycheck. You can still put a 20 in there if you want to, but you know what I'm saying, you can just leave it there over time. So you can set all your 1s and 5s aside. Don't touch them. Like, you cannot use them until a certain time. And it's not even like you're saving for something specific that's short term that you need a certain amount of money for, because with that, it's kind of like you just saving it just to stack it and watch it grow and see how much money you make. Or you could be counting it every day and saying, oh, okay, blah blah blah. It just depends. That's just one way, which I think is a very effective way. Like, you just stash it somewhere. If you do have a job like where you get paid via direct deposit, what I do is I take a solid chunk out of my check. Right? I take a solid chunk out of my check. Every single paycheck, I immediately transfer it to my savings. I don't take any money out. I don't buy anything. I take a certain amount of money out and I put it into my savings. This is effective because in my bank, you can only take out a certain amount of, if you need money from your savings, you can only do it a certain amount of times per month or you will be charged. So for me, it's kind of like, okay, I have to put this shit in my savings, and if I do take it out, I need to know that I can only take it out this many times or whatever. So I'll end up taking out like little charges or whatever sometimes for my savings, and then I won't be able to take out any more, otherwise I'll be charged. So I think it is beneficial. Or there are things you can do with your bank where you can put money in there. I forgot what it's called, but you can put money in there and you literally cannot touch the money. I haven't done that yet, which I honestly should have done, but there are things that you can do like similar to that where you can put money away in an account that you literally can't touch until whatever date you said, or whatever your bank has to offer. I'm not quite sure about that. It depends on what bank you have. Here's the thing about putting away money, like putting away actual cash, like putting away physical money. You need to make sure that you're not just gonna, if you don't trust yourself, like it's not gonna work. Like you need to make sure that you are not going to use any of that bread. Like you're not gonna use any of that money. Cause there have been times where like I said, if I have physical money and I need to go get something and it's just like, oh, okay, I'll just use some of it or whatever. I always be spending that junk, bro. I always be spending it because I never let it stack up to the point where it's like, oh my God, it's so much money. I can't just go and spend it. Like I'm doing so good. It works better for me in a bank account. I don't know. That's just me. So say you don't trust yourself, like I with certain things like that, give it to somebody else to hold. Like make sure you have a deal with them. Like they can never give it to you unless it's like an emergency or something like that. They obviously can't touch it. You need to give it to somebody that you trust, like your parents or your siblings. I don't know, your best friend. I don't know, somebody who you can really, really trust who will not do anything with the money. Because otherwise it's just going to be pointless for you to keep trying to save and then spending it, save and spending it, and save and spending it. Specifically, you guys asked to talk about trips. I guess because like y'all see me like going on trips and stuff like that. Trips really aren't that expensive depending on where you go. So like for me, I make trips to Cali. Not everybody's like, oh my God, but the tickets. Everybody says tickets are so expensive. If you plan and you know where you're going in advance, it is not expensive. My round trip ticket to California, I'm all on the East Coast for those of you that don't know. My round trip from here to California, round trip was $250. That is so good. Like that is so good. Like that is so cheap because I bought it like a month and a half in advance. And I didn't go during a time that was like super busy where everybody's gonna be traveling. So even if you do wanna go during a popular like holiday season or whatever, then you can definitely just buy them way in advance. And when you buy the ticket, that's when you have to be like, okay, I have to have money for this trip. So you buy it 6 months in advance. You're like, oh shit, I don't have any money for the trip. That's okay because you have 6 months to save for it. Not saying, oh, do that, but I'm saying like you have all this time and you have motivation then to save up for the trip. So hotels, Airbnbs, all that shit, that can be super expensive if you're going to like an unknown place or a place that you don't have any family. Luckily, I have family in like 5 different parts of the US, so if I need to go somewhere, which is mainly like California or like Atlanta or something like that, I have family that I can go to and stay with. I always use that option. Like I'll never just pay for a hotel or anything like that because that takes out so much money out of your living expenses, like while you're there, like food and lifts and all that shit. Lifts, let me tell you, that's really expensive. So honestly, if you're old enough to rent a car, you might just want to rent a car. There's little things that you can do to save money and to make your trip less expensive. Like a lot of my friends are like, I just can't afford it, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you're not even trying. You're not even trying to figure out how to afford it. You're just saying that you can't, and then you're spending your entire check. Like you're just saying that you can't, but then you're just spending your entire check. Like I'm just like, okay, well, you're not even trying. But yeah, so whenever I do travel, I try and make sure that I have a place to stay that's free. I try and make sure that I get my tickets in advance so that it's cheap. Because some people end up paying like, I don't know, $600, $700 for a fucking ticket because they bought it so late. And I'm like, I spent $600, $700 in like my whole entire trip. So it's like, you just gotta plan it out. I think planning is key. And it's hard because I don't like to plan things all the time. Sometimes I like to do spontaneous things, but if you ain't got money like that, bro, you just ain't got money like that. You just gotta learn, okay? You just gotta know that sometimes you need to do certain things. I think it's really important to do the calculations beforehand. So like say you do have something that you wanna do. So say I'm trying to save $1,000 by a certain time. Know how many checks you make in that month, or roughly an average of how much you make that month. Know how much you're going to set aside from whatever cash you make or from whatever check you make specifically each time, and maybe even increase the number each time. You never know. Maybe you got a hefty check that week and you're like, I can add more to my savings. Don't take that and use it for yourself, because it's not gonna benefit you in the end. It's really, really not. Trust me, I know, I've tried. Make sure that you're gonna have that much by a specific time. So if I need 1,000 and I got, I don't know, 6 or 7 months, know that you need to save probably like a little bit over $100, almost $200 every single month, which really isn't that much per month depending on how much you make monthly. So you just gotta know, you have to plan it out, and you just have to be dedicated. Like, that's the whole thing. That's why I feel like you have to have motivation, because you need to be dedicated to saving this bread, to making this coin. Like, it's hard. Like, it's super, super hard grind. When I was in college, I always said, oh yeah, I'm saving. I didn't even have a savings account, okay? I would just put money aside or whatever, and I would have like $100 aside or something like that, and then I ended up using it when I got real broke. For one, I wasn't making enough money, even though I had a couple of jobs. I just wasn't making enough money because rent was just too expensive, which is why I'm back home. When I got back home is when I really was able to buckle down. My first time ever even opening a savings account is when I got home, because like, people say, oh, I can save or whatever. If it's in the same account, there's no way you can save. I tried so hard. Like, it's extremely hard to save when you have all of your money in an account. You can't just say, oh, I'm not gonna spend the last 200. Like, it's hard to keep track of that way. When it's separate, it's way easier. It's way easier, and you feel way worse when you start using your savings. So then it makes you feel like shit, and you're like, okay, I can't do that shit anymore. Which I think is beneficial, especially if it's something that you're really moving towards. Fuck, I had another thing I was gonna say. I feel like a lot of people just end up spending money on food. I feel like cravings just really control people's minds and their lives low-key, because people, when you're hungry, and when you want food, you want some food. Like, right now, I want some fucking Chipotle. No, I'm not about to get no Chipotle. I'm about to eat whatever's in this fridge. Like, I have been sacrificing the things that I love most because I'm trying to save my money. So whatever's in the kitchen, I'm gonna eat whatever's in the kitchen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have the extra bread right now just to be going and buying food all the time. And if you add up all your food expenses, if you go, like, take a second and go look at your bank account, your bank statement, if you pay via card or whatever, Apple Pay or whatever, and look at how much money you spent on food. Look at how much money, because it's a lot of fucking money. And once you realize how much you're blowing, then you'll be like, damn, that's $100. I could have spent that shit on some fucking shoes. I could have spent that shit on some fucking jewelry, some clothes, something that I needed, something like, you know, a whole down payment on a phone. I don't know, something that you actually needed that you're gonna get use out of. It could be anything. Or you could just say, oh, I could have saved all that money because I have food at the crib. I just didn't want to eat that food. And I get it if you guys don't cook. I know, like, buying groceries and things are a lot cheaper to, you know, buy groceries, make food for the week. I do that pretty often. But groceries can get expensive if you want to get all fancy and shit. If you don't know how to make things, learn how to make simple things. Like, you can make your own Chipotle, you can make your own kava. Like, it's so simple, and it literally, everything's on Pinterest, everything is on Google. Like, just try. Like, I feel like people aren't actively trying, and you shouldn't be eating out every day anyway. That's just ridiculous. Like, the amount of money, oh my god. I know, because I ate out so much in college. Like, it was ridiculous. I just kept eating out, and, you know, the swipes or whatever that you get, flex points, whatever you call them at your university, they don't be offering the best things. They don't be offering the healthiest things. So I found that I was going out and eating a lot of food from, like, these, you know, cute little healthy places, and I just shouldn't have been doing that. But I've learned, and I'm trying to pass on my advice to y'all, because I feel like a lot of people don't know these things. And I know some people, like, don't really know where to start. They're just like, I don't know where to start. I spend my money on this, I spend my money on this, my money on this. And if there's people that don't even want to save up for something, they just want to start saving their money just in case they need it, you know, because they've been stuck in emergencies, they had no money to pay for it. You gotta beg your parents for shit. Go in your bank account. I'm trying to tell you, this will literally make you feel so shitty. Go in your bank account and look at all the times you spent money on food. Do not justify any of the times. Just look at all the times you spent money on food. Add up all those numbers, just to, like, the past month. Even if you eat out a lot, you can do, like, the past week, just see how much that you spent. And trust me, it's gonna add up, and you're gonna be like, damn, now you're not gonna want to spend money on food no more. Or say you spend too much money on fucking clothes. Look up how many times you went to Forever 21 and you went to, you know, Topshop and Urban. Look how many times, or how many times you online shopped and shit like that. Look at how many times, add it all up, and see how much money that you lost just doing that. Trust me, I feel like that'll help. And if you actually set aside time to work on things like this, like you write down your goals and write down things you want to achieve money-wise and things that you want to save up for, it really does help, because it's like, you might come across this in your room later and you really were about to go out to eat, but then you see, oh no, I'm saving up because I want to go on this trip, or I want to do this, or I want to do whatever. Then you'll be like, you know what? No, like I'm not going to. It really does help to write things down, because I feel like for me, it kind of like ingrains it in my mind. I don't know, putting it down on paper and writing it down and like putting it on a wall, or just having it in my bed next to me, like I can look over things at night, it definitely does help me, because I feel like it's just motivational. And once you do accomplish little things like that, you're like, damn, this might not be that hard, you know what I'm saying? Saving up to move out is very, very hard, and it's very, very stressful. I'm in the middle of it right now, and it's hard not to buy. I love makeup, I love clothes, I love all this shit, and it's so hard not to spend money. And it's so hard not to want to go on other trips and things like that, but it's what I have to do to get what I want ultimately, and I'd rather save up and run out of money somewhere else than to save up and run out of money and still be stuck in the same place that I am right now. So, with that being said, I hope that this video helped y'all out, because I really did the best that I could trying to explain. I mean, I'm not the best at saving. I feel like I've gotten so much better, but I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna front. When you do go on trips, sometimes it puts a damper on things. It definitely put a little dent in my savings, but not enough to slow me down, not enough to hold me back or anything like that. And I know why it happened. I know what mistakes that I made, which I'm learning from now. Just figure out little ways. Maybe hide it from yourself. If that's the case, you don't have anybody you can trust, and you can't even trust yourself, hide it from yourself. I used to do that shit all the time. I used to find money later on and be like, I hid this from myself for a reason. You know what I'm saying? You never know when you're gonna need it. But anyways, I hope this helped you guys. I hope that this wasn't something that you can't necessarily relate to. This is what you guys voted for. I asked if y'all wanted to see this hair look, and y'all said no. So this is what y'all voted for. I hope this could help you guys, because that's really all I want to do, is make sure that y'all are gaining from watching these videos, and that I'm not just wasting your time. And I hope that, you know, some of these tips can help you, and let me know if they do. Y'all know my Instagram already, cash_XOX. Twitter is the same thing. Let me know if these tips work for you, and let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if I left anything out. Leave comments below, because I could have, you know, there's so many ways to save, and I only listed a few. So leave comments below if there's any suggestions or anything like that. But thank you guys so much again for watching. Thank you guys so much for the love on my last videos. Like, oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Yeah, thank you guys so much, and I guess I'll see you in my next video. Is that what we're gonna do? I'll see you in my next video. I don't know, I need to figure out an intro and outro, but anyways, bye bitches.